You are joining me somewhere very special today. I have taken you out on the road with me to Thoresby Hall, which is an amazing stately home built in Nottingham around Sherwood Forest. Yes, we are in Robin Hood country. And this incredible building is actually, like many stately homes, the third version of the hall on the site. It was originally built in the 1600s. Oh, glorious. And it was burnt down in the Civil War. It was then rebuilt and destroyed, and then rebuilt as a Victorian Gothic kind of Jacobean fantasy. And that is the building that we see today. And I am incredibly fortunate in that it is owned by one of my clients. It is a luxury hotel. I am here for a meeting, and I'm going to take you for a wander around the Great Hall and around the grounds. This place is so full of history. I've just been working out actually downstairs in the gym, and it's now, well, it was the kitchens. And again, one of the things I love about these English stately homes is they continue to reinvent themselves, and that's why they continue to be relevant. And also on a very personal level, as I start and, well, continue to renovate my little castle in rural Wales, when I come here, although I'm doing obviously very important work business, it's fun for me to see how places are decorated, get inspiration for my own tiny Great Hall compared to this amazing 19-metre Great Hall here, and take a few little bits of everywhere I go back to me in rural Wales. But for now, let's have a little admiring walk through the park of Thoresby Hall, and then I'll take you inside and give you a tour of the buildings. And my mother always used to say, we always used to go abroad for our holidays. We'd go to Europe, and I spent my entire childhood in churches and museums with my parents. And they would always say, "Mock, look up." I hated looking up, but they were right. Some of the fantastic things are the ceilings. And my goodness, I have a ceiling treat in store for you today. So get yourself a nice cup of tea, and let's have a tour of Sherwood Robin Hood's Thoresby Hall. Can you hear that? Those of you who have seen my channel before know that my favourite sound in the whole world is the sound of gravel. It is so luxurious and so expensive. And just like my own little castle, these grounds are in constant need of renovation. And here they are, cutting the lawn this morning. That's a little bit bigger than my tractor or my lawnmower. Wow. He must be very skilled to do that. I have a ride-on lawnmower at the little castle, but it's not working at the moment, and one of my wishes is that by the end of the summer I get it fixed, or I decide to get a new one, but they're terribly expensive, so I have to do a little bit more work in places like this to make sure I can afford it. But oh, good Lord, poor me. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. You'll see these estate railings in lots of stately homes. I love them. And they are there because often the park will have been filled with deer, and they would come up and eat the trees. So it's a way of protecting these glorious trees, still enjoying their magnificent canopy, but keeping them safe from the wildlife. So this part of Nottingham was used for coal mining, and actually under the building there are a number of mine shafts, which is why it eventually fell out of private ownership. They were worried that the mine shafts were going to collapse, and then the hall would collapse alongside it. So it was bought by the National Coal Board in 1979, and I believe that in the last few years a lot of work has been done to shore up the land underneath. One of the things I love about these great English stately homes is that they have so many lives They were homes to the royalists in the Civil War, got burnt down by Cromwell's army. They re-emerged, they become a country house hotel, they become a film set. I think these places have a way of being resilient. And long after I am feeding the worms, Thoresby Hall will continue to be here, and who knows what it will be then. But for now, it's owned by my client and it is the most amazing luxury hotel. So now we've had a look at the parklands, why don't we have a wander through into the gardens. I've just come across a stocks. I'm not sure I'd want to put my head or my hands in there. Punishment indeed. But now we're on the terrace of Thoresby Hall and you start to appreciate the Victorian grandeur of this place. I took the opportunity last night to have a look and see if there was any scandal associated with Thoresby Hall, and my goodness, there is. So one of the previous chatelaines, a lady called Elizabeth Chadley, was actually tried and convicted of bigamy. Whoa. But on a nicer note, Lady Mary Montagu, who was born here, was a writer, and she was responsible for the rollout of the smallpox vaccine in the UK. Thank you, Lady Mary. Not the one from Downton Abbey, but maybe she was based upon her. Who knows? This little folly here, observation area, gosh, it looks like a ducal coronet. Let's go and have a sit down and admire the view. Have you ever seen anything more romantic than Thoresby Hall popping through these ducal coronet type little observation towers? And actually all around here, all around this part of Nottingham, which is famous for Robin Hood and Sherwood Forest, there are a number of aristocratic homes and lots of dukes, and this area was called the Little Dukedom, and it seems to have been a des res address. Oh, and of course you can't have a stately home without a fountain. I was fortunate enough to stay over here last night, and when I checked into my glorious bedroom, I did a little video that was exclusively for my members. So if you want to support the channel a little bit more and help me fix the roof on the turret in my own little castle in rural Wales, why not consider becoming a member? You can have turret level or castle level, and once a month you'll get an exclusive long video, and then I'll do shorts 2 or 3 a week that are exclusively for you, showing you behind the scenes, letting you know what I'm up to. Last night I shared what I was going to be filming today. I shared my glorious hotel room. Also, if you join on castle level, I'll be setting up a program whereby you'll be able to chat to me using an app. You won't have to share your mobile phone number or anything like that. You'll be able to ask me questions. You'll be able to tell me what you'd like me to film as well. So I do have a few members at turret level and castle level already, and their names are coming up on the screen just now. So I want to say thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. It means that I can invest in things like a tripod. I can get some lights when I want to do a sit down on the sofa with you in the Great Hall, and maybe I'll be able to afford to get the roof fixed in the little castle in rural Wales, because the turret is leaking. So don't feel you have any pressure at all, but I'd love you to join or consider joining as a member. We can chat together and you can see some exclusive videos. Okay, so now let us head into the Great Hall. Incredible ceiling. So this is based on the concept of an old medieval great hall. And in those days, in the medieval days, there would have been a fire here in the middle, and everyone would have communally slept around the fire, and the smoke would have gone up through the ceiling. The concept of privacy is really quite a modern invention. And in the original medieval great halls, everyone slept communally. Later on in time, grand barons would eat separately. And that is how we got the concept of dining rooms. Absolutely stunning. One thing I particularly love is this beautiful fireplace. And again, echoing the medieval theme, stunning tapestries. Let's take a closer look. There's Thoresby Hall, looking absolutely magnificent. And you can't get more magnificent than that ceiling. Oh, I don't know. If you follow me through here, I think maybe you can. Are you ready? It's rather plain, but I think rather beautiful. Incredible plasterwork. That looks to me to be a representation of a hunting scene. And there's a theme going on here you'll remember in reception there are some stags in the Great Hall. Oh, I could have a glass of wine with this man, and I'm sure he'd tell me a few tales. And I'd love to hear them. And another magnificent ceiling. One thing I was told last night is that when the carpet was taken up here recently, they discovered this original flooring. And I think it's magnificent that they've restored it. Absolutely stunning. Can you think of a more gorgeous place to sit for a couple of hours, just relaxing and enjoying this incredible room? I want to say thank you very much for joining me this week on the road at Thoresby Hall. Isn't it glorious? Absolutely magnificent. Thank you especially to my members for your support, and do let me know in comments below what you think of Thoresby Hall, if you've heard of anything about it, and also I'd love to know what you'd like me to film here on the channel. I really enjoy making these little videos for you, and I want to make sure that I get it just right. So thank you again for joining me. I promise next time my little dog Chaucer will be here, but for now, wherever you are and whoever you love, I wish you well and I wish you joy. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.